Good evening. We're on discussion 2 and just finished watching Deb Roy's The Birth of a Word. I had to watch it a couple times. This was most definitely the most technical TED Talk that we've been assigned to watch. It was very interesting, a lot of technical details in it that I had to go back and watch a couple times to fully grasp. Did it fully change my understanding of how we learn? I would have to say no. I don't know that it did. I think that the statistics and what he was able to find is beyond fascinating. I think that it was missing a lot of components, like what you're surrounded with. He's in a home with 2, I assume, educated parents, a nanny that is doting on him hand and foot. Does that change the outcome? It would have been interesting to get the statistics from the more widespread study that he said he did, besides just his son. I know his son was kind of a fun one for him just to start with, but I'd be really interested to see the statistics on what happened when you did it on a bigger group of kids, because then you get all of those other factors in there as well. The part that I actually felt was really fascinating was when he went into the example of when they did the State of the Union address several years ago, and shortly after that they could track when people got on social media how fast it widespread into people's opinions and their thoughts, and they could track all of that. I thought that was really fascinating. I've often thought and said to myself, how do they get those statistics on what people think of the State of the Union address or, the media polls? I always thought random statistics out of the air, but this makes a lot more sense that they're able to track what people are saying. It's fascinating. It's really cool that they can pull that data, I'm guessing very quickly, right after the State of the Union or something like that happens. Kind of scary, honestly, how they can do that, but super cool to be able to get those facts so quickly. The other part that I thought was interesting when he was going through the change of the words, I'm forgetting what the little boy said. It was like it went from baba to water, gaga to water. Was the little boy's voice changing too? So he said it differently at different times. So I was wondering if that was how different people said it. Does the nanny always say it, water, like the question mark, and the parents say it very factual? Is that why he said it differently at different times? You could hear his voice changing sometimes when he would say water constantly. And the other part that I thought was fascinating with that is being able to just track where in the house common words are said. I don't know how we would use that data to be productive, but I thought it was really interesting that you can do that, and that he could see that they use the word water more in the kitchen, in the living room, and obviously by the front door. So I think there's a lot of uses for it. I think that obviously his house was the test run, and it would be really interesting to see the long-term studies that he does on the kids, to see how it does affect learning in the long run.